Check out this video of the restoration project of a true European classic, the 1980 Fiat 126. This model is one of the cars that made history, and the condition in which I found this one, well, let's say it wasn't exactly in the best shape. But that's why we're here. We're going to give it a new life, so stay with us, because the process is going to be amazing. This Fiat 126 was purchased from a friend on social media who told me that, despite being a classic, the car was no longer running. At first glance, the car's overall condition seemed reasonable, with no major components missing. However, the interior was a mess, dirty, disorganized, but nothing a good restoration couldn't fix. Before diving into the restoration process, let's learn a little more about the Fiat 126 and its significance. This model was launched in 1972 and, during its production until 1980, captured the hearts of many, especially in Poland, where it was manufactured. Its concept was simple: a compact, economical, and easy-to-maintain car, perfect for the narrow streets of European cities. No wonder it was nicknamed the People's Car, as it became one of the most affordable models of its time. The Fiat 126 was an evolution of the iconic Fiat 500, but much more accessible. It was a true revolution in terms of cost-effectiveness, offering a two-cylinder, air-cooled engine and a compact yet functional design. It was small on the outside, but surprisingly spacious on the inside. When the car arrived at the workshop, the first thing I did was inspect it more closely. From the outside, the car, while far from perfect, still seemed intact, which gave me some optimism. However, the interior was a completely different story. It was extremely dirty, with dust and grime everywhere, but nothing a thorough cleaning couldn't solve. The real challenge, however, was the engine. I began the process of dismantling the engine. The first step was to check if the engine would start. To my surprise, it wasn't working as expected. Upon opening it up, I discovered it was completely oxidized. I suspect it had been submerged in water for some time, causing severe corrosion. The components were in terrible condition, especially the spark plugs, which were unrecognizable. Besides the spark plugs, the oil pan also had a serious problem. It had a hole in it, and like many other parts, it was covered in rust. This was concerning because the Fiat's engine is known for being robust and reliable, but if not properly maintained, as was the case here, it can present significant challenges. It's worth noting that, despite being a simple car, the Fiat 126's engineering reflected the era it was produced in. Its two-cylinder engine was very economical, but, being air-cooled, required special care, particularly in hotter regions or extreme conditions. Regular maintenance was key to ensuring its longevity. That's what we're doing here, not just restoring its appearance but also reviving the engineering of this classic. After dismantling the engine, the next step was to clean and repair the components. This involved removing all the rust, polishing the parts, and inspecting every detail to ensure everything was in perfect condition. Cleaning is essential, as a dirty or worn-out part can affect the car's performance. Once cleaned, I organized the parts in the correct order to simplify reassembly. One of the biggest challenges was sourcing some parts. For example, the control arm was completely corroded, and parts like this are very hard to find. A control arm of this type can be extremely rare. Imagine, a piece that probably hasn't been manufactured in over 30 years. If I couldn't find a new one, the only option would be to restore it myself. Restoring a classic car is a true art. It's not just about making the car look good again. It's about preserving the history of a model that defined its era. Every small detail matters. And sometimes the challenge lies in finding original parts. For those who are passionate about it, restoration goes far beyond a simple hobby. It's a true passion for bringing the past back to life. Finally, the big moment arrived. Testing the engine. With everything cleaned and reassembled, it was time to see if all the effort had paid off. I turned the key in the ignition and... wow! The engine started. The feeling was indescribable. Hearing that soft hum after so much work was such a relief. Now, the Fiat 126 is ready to hit the road again. The work wasn't easy, but the satisfaction of seeing this classic car come back to life is incredible. For me, that's what makes restoration so worthwhile. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more restorations like this, don't forget to leave a like, comment below, and, of course, subscribe to the channel. I love sharing this kind of content with you, and it's so rewarding to know there are people interested in these stories and projects. Also, check out this other restoration project of a classic car here. I'm sure it will surprise you just as much as this one did.